Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another exciting Propagandacast with me, your host, Imperial Dane, and today I have for you 1 versus 1 on Langres. Yes, indeed, we shall be having a peek at Langres. We shall be seeing two players going up against each other in a fight of wits. No, wait a minute, it's a fight of actual fighting, death, glory, and valor of weights. So, of course, who shall be fighting when here in the southern corner we are going to be seeing Schmuck, I suppose. Not really a most endearing name, but there we go. Schmuck, I suppose we'll just refer to him as, since he's otherwise has a silly name. So Schmuck, fighting for the Americans, fighting for the 3rd Armoured Division. One of the Armoured Divisions to take a really high amount of losses throughout the fighting in Western Europe. Opposing him shall be Icerman, fighting for the Wehrmacht, fighting for the Schnell Brigade 30 or 30. It's actually General Mr. Cheeseburglar, but apparently he's sort of under hiding now as that name, since he might have been, you know, getting himself into a bit of trouble stealing all those cheeses. So he's actually back in the fight, which is nice to see. A lot of the ones that usually used to provide me some higher ranking replays have sort of vanished off to other places, which is a bit distressing, I fear. Which is, of course, rather leaving me, with a lot less, reasonably ranked, not novice fight replays. And again, I'm getting quite a few replays. Well, it's sort of actually dripped down with there as well. But again, most of them are novice Monday fight material. Again, it's not Monday every day, so that's a bit of a problem. Romsley has sort of, gone off to other pastures. Decided he wanted, to get away from company. If he was apparently feeling it was a bad influence on him or something like that. Fair enough. I mean, and others, just seem to have vanished, stop sending me in replays at all, which is a bit sad, and, others are sending in replays, but again, it's more quantity over quality again, and I can't, see it, all games are good, some of them just aren't. Even some of the regulars, might send in a lot of games, and then not all of them are quite good, so that's sort of a bit the problem, and I've sort of already pretty much emptied that replay pack I got from Damn Evil Vicious Mouse, so unless he decides to casually send me another, well, it's going to be a bit short there. And we are seeing a bit of a different start here from Mr. Icerman or Cheeseburglar. We are seeing 3 pioneers, and we're seeing a bike right off the bat. He's, of course, and he's with the 3 pioneers, we're probably going to see something that's a bit more, less infantry focused, at least early on. He's expecting the pioneers to do the fighting, and then sort of the bikes and something else to sort of keep the Americans at bay, perhaps harass them a bit. In fact, we're seeing a second bike out. That's certainly a bit curious. And engineers are immediately coming under fire from the bike. Of course, be aware that the bike isn't exactly the most durable of units, and certainly should not be your first choice in actually any sort of front-line fighting. It's more for reconnaissance, harassment, and supporting your infantry units. I mean, you can do a bit of that. Riflemen are sneaking about, of course. Quickly, if they get into that building, that bike is going to be a lot less useful, but the bike moves on, perhaps against these engineers in the south. Trying to take that fuel point would be a move, yes indeed. Second bike arriving, opening up on the riflemen again, not going to do much, nor on those pioneers. Might as well get them out there, and there we go. Engineers under quite a bit of fire from the bikes. Machine gun fire blazing through them, gunning them down. Oh, the horror. Larry and Joe are dead. No, wounded. Wounded, they're not quite. Wait, actually, Larry is dead. Joe's the only one alive. My apologies. Riflemen engaging from the north. One bike is already pretty much banged up. A bit of manpower being floated here, but of course he might be sort of a bit too focused on the bikes, which of course is a bit more problem. Again, you're sort of having to pay more attention to these bikes. And already one of them is looking in a pretty bad condition. He needs to get out there. More riflemen are streaming in. They can't fight that. Damaged engine. Oh dear. Sniper on the way for Icerman, but that's, oh dear, and these pioneers are not looking too well either. Bike needs to get away, and it needs some repairs from those pioneers, those heroic, cheerful pioneers. At least cheerful as long as that lasts. Riflemen Schmuck are pushing onwards, doing a bit of damage. More pioneers streaming into that house. Damaged engine on the second bike. We are seeing a bit of nice work from here while the enemies are occupied over in the east, laying down a bit of barbed wire. These pioneers are coming under heavy fire. They are firing back there and actually killing one rifleman. Could be killing more. Oh dear, the pioneers are taking some heavy losses themselves. Only one makes it out of there out of 4 pioneers. That was quite tragic. Force on the run. Sniper almost ready. Bike, I don't think it will make it. I don't think it will. And nope. Bike went up in smoke and fire and brimstone.
They're losing territory.
But the sniper is ready and immediately sets about picking through the helmets of the Americans. A bit of sporting fun. Except for the Americans, who can't actually hunt them down quite yet. Another rifleman does go down. MG42 on the way. Pioneer getting reinforced, or not, he's not even that. And we are seeing a bit of mining here, but of course might be spotted by the engineers of Schmuck. And Schmuck might decide to be a little less of a Schmuck and actually send in some minesweepers then. Or just sort of walk around, you know. There's other paths. There's, for example, one here. Or he might just go for the cutoff point. Sneaky Schmuck. Sniper manages to actually cause a bit of a scare among the American lines and force them back. 3 kills so far. And we are seeing skirmish phase already. And a hiccup. Not quite my favourite thing. And a bit of a duel right here. Looks like the wooden cart fight is being... No. It's going to be a win by the engineers. Pioneers not looking too well. In fact, the wooden cart is certainly not the winner either. Oh dear, this is actually pretty close, but looks like the engineers were cut down by the Pioneers. Apparently this was a victory for the Pioneer. The Schnell Brigade 30. The Schnell Brigades, or basically fast brigades, were sort of minor infantry units, sort of there for patrolling, and I believe also a bit of training right there. Normally there were 3 of them originally. One, though, was the Schnell Brigade West, which was actually sort of used to sort of create the skeleton for the 21st Panzer Division when it was being reformed once more. Rifleman running into heavy MG5, getting gunned down, getting sniped, and getting on the run again. The other 2s were basically a bit more regular infantry units, although they did have a lot of bikes, I believe, to sort of quickly get things about, you know, hence the fast bit. So slight details right there. Did mostly fight in support of the 352nd Infantry Division in Normandy, since that rather had some important positions. A lot of units were actually sent to support that division, including a few Kampfgruppen from other divisions, and a lot of artillery. Basically everything that could be thrown into the fight was sent in to support the 352nd during this low period. But we are seeing a jeep now, hoping to catch that German crab sniper. Oh dear, oh dear. Supply going up for Schmuck. He's probably expecting to get some armored cars and deal with that sniper and MG in that way, since they can't really damage it. At the same time, we are seeing Icerman, aka, you know, Cheeseburger, already laying down a bit of mines. He's probably expecting some sort of armored rush. Not a bad idea. And sniper getting hunted down by the jeep. Oh dear, oh dear. And does the jeep actually doesn't continue to hunt down. Sniper spotted. Jeep once more doesn't really try to hunt him down. I can't help but feel that's a missed opportunity right there by Schmuck. Being a bit schmucky there. Schmuck. We are seeing some riflemen engaging here, going up towards some Pioneers. We are seeing a bike, and looks like he's already scavenged it from... No, he hasn't actually. Never mind then. Although it is a bit difficult to actually sort of select this bike for scavenging, I must admit that. More mines for Cheeseburger. He's really keen on those mines. He's really trying to make it hard for things here, and we are seeing the Schmuck Jeep arriving. The Willis Jeep. Dear oh dear, and of course he's seen the mines that could, being laid down at least, that could end up badly. MD opening up, and he's... No, oh, you schmuck. He ran it right into the mine. Apparently short-term memory is not amongst the things that he was taught during his time at West Point. Krieg barracks going up for Icerman, aka, you know, Cheeseburglar, aka the guy who's very fond of cheeses. Sniper team on the hunt. So far between them, they have 8 kills. Not quite enough to redeem their value. We are seeing the Krieg barracks going up. Of course, we're also seeing a motor pool getting ready for Schmuck. Schmuck. And interesting enough, there's been no attempt at sort of a medic station for Mr. Schmuck, or no mines either. I mean, he must have quite a bit of munitions by now, but we're not really seeing anything, you know, coming out of it. I mean, you know, to prepare for the German counterattack, which ought to be inevitable. More mines from Les Cheeseburglar. And I do believe he might actually have scavenged that jeep for munitions already. That is good. Snipers opening on the rifleman charging in a bit of a clump there. Have to be careful they do not run into an MG. When the machining gewehr will turn them into tiny bits of meat. And there we go, the MG42 catching the rifleman out in the open. And the riflemen are on the full run. The snipers running away, and we are seeing some grenadiers getting ready for Icerman. The Schnell Brigade able to deliver some more actual infantry on the field. Finally, 8 minutes into the game. About damn time. He's also got the infantry assault team, aka stormtroopers, ready. He could use those as well. I mean, they are tougher than your regular grenadiers. In fact, they are one of the toughest infantry units in the game. In fact, I do believe they have about as much health as a Knight's Cross Soldier last time I checked, although I will admit I could be wrong there. The only difference is, of course, they do not have heroic armor, which actually absorbs a lot of damage. And the Pioneers, oh dear, were executed by the Riflemen for being filthy krauts. A most heinous crime as in the American Army. We are seeing a Pack 38 on the way, although that is a bit late for Tommy Gaga. MG opening up. Banger going, and what's he doing? He's moving up to the... Oh, he's laying the mine at the wrong place. Oh dear. Silly Schmuck. And I'll actually briefly pause for this. I mean, why does it actually matter where I place it? Well, see, the thing is, depending on what unit you're actually making, it either arrives here at the front. It's sort of, you can see where the half-track is, with the half-finished half-track, the vehicle point, that's the Pack 38, or the half-track. The grenadiers and the mortars actually arrive from this point. Small detail, of course. I mean, usually you place the mine there, not there. And of course, I mean, Mr. Cheeseburger could, of course, anticipate this by playing, of course, a mine themselves there. I mean, if you're worrying that the opponent might drive up, lay down a Greyhound mine in front of a creep barracks, you usually place down a mine right in front of there, so that when the Greyhound does drive up, it hits the mine itself and gets blown up and damaged and all that. So, quick lesson there on the aspect of mining and counter-mining near the creek barracks. It's practically an art in itself. Grenadiers coming on the 550 caliber, doing a bit of damage. MD42 team cleared out by Schmuck's M8, the Schmuck car. Looks like these Pioneers are in a lot of trouble. Again, sort of large-scale infantry assault by the Americans, sneaking through the brush, or well, what remains of it. And Panzerich ready. Pack 38 ready. Pack crew not quite as ready though, pointing in the wrong direction. M8 getting hit by a mine. Well, the pack, I mean. Here could come under pack fire. Damaged, and dear, but he does manage to swing by the buildings, and it dodges the mines. Jolly good, jolly good. Pioneers holding in the line. Snipers supporting them. Sniper so far with 20 kills. That's much better, much better. That will certainly have paid for one of the snipers, plus a bit. Riflemen continue the hunt for the snipers, the Scharfschützen. Holding still a lot of the territory, but he actually doesn't have any engineers, does he? I think he's actually lost all of his engineers. That's a bit of a waste. A bit of a damn shame, in fact. Grenades getting knocked at the rifleman. Oh, the rifleman team down. Oh, Schmuck, you Schmuck. And looks like he's going for some field repair, so he's already gone armor. And he's getting another M8. I'm a bit wondering where some of all his manpower is going to, because I'm not really seeing it. Then again, it might of course be those two snipers that are really able to exert a rather huge strain on his manpower. And, oh dear, the sniper actually set off... No, that was the Pioneers that set off one. Never mind, I thought that was the snipers. That might be later in the game. And it's ready with the Panzerich M8 doing a bit of damage. Most of the map has been secured by the Americans, but there's nothing to really defend it, to make it hard for the opponent to take it back. There's no mines, no barbed wire, no tank traps, no anything. Sniper caught up by the Americans. Will they gun him down? No, looks like the Scharfschütze does make it out of there. M8 needs to get away though. Coming under fire from the Pack 38. Veteran G1 would be a waste to see that go up in smoke and doom and gloom. And of course, might once again get some engineers. I have no idea why he isn't getting any engineers. Mr. Schmuck does seem to be a bit of schmuck in the department of unit preservation, and I do believe I've actually called him a schmuck many times. That might be a bit too harsh for me. I'll try to sort of lower it down a bit. There he is, holding most of the victory points. Still, and there we go, finally getting 2 engineer teams. Brilliant, well, at least good, competent. Another Pack 38 getting ready. A bunker going up for Icerman. The Greyhound sneaking about. Not entirely sure what he has in mind. He could be laying down some Greyhound mines a bit here and there for a bit of fun. Oh, he's actually going for another run on the German base of the Schnell Brigade. Riflemen facing off against grenadiers here. Veterans, one for those one of those riflemen actually.
Enemy unit down.
And I suspect some more pioneers went down. Mines right in front of here. And running straight into the pack. 38 needs to get away. Get away. And grenadiers getting away themselves. M8 needs to retreat. Oh dear, before a pack hits it. Oh dear, Schmuck. Oh wait, oh, never mind then. Still not the best loss, and of course could easily be scavenged for munitions. At least he has the engineers, and at least he's repairing. That's good, but again, get some feet on the ground, and again, prepare defenses. You know, prepare a medic station, lay down some mines. For heaven's sake, lay down as many mines as possible. Grenadiers marching in, opening up on these riflemen. You watch how these riflemen do against these well-trained grenadiers. Apparently watch as a fence gets blown up, grenades getting lopped. Rifleman down, oh dear. It's still, I mean, it's looking pretty grim for Icerman. He's pretty much, you know, bogged up in one part of the map. Not doing too well there. BAR's on the way, though. He could, of course, also try to get some armor quicker, but again, you know, as long as he's doing something. Oh, he's hanging out with too many men. And then in that case, I'm not entirely sure why he's not either, you know, again, preparing defenses or trying to sort of get something heavier to break through the assault. I mean, he could get a weapons support center, getting a mortar, but now he's just doing nothing, and he's not even securing the victory point right next to his base. Oh, Schmucky. More grenadiers, though, getting ready for Icerman. That's always going to help. Packs advancing a bit. Hey, machine gun recruit by some of the grenadiers.
At this rate, we'll be taking Berlin by Christmas. Our front lines are collapsing.
And there we go. The Germans are once more advancing forward. Even a few tank traps going down there by Icerman. Apparently trying to cover up some bits. That's actually not a bad idea. Would also be funding things into his defenses rather than marching out in a one clump. Not entirely sure I'm keen on that though. Let's actually speed this up a bit. Not much happening for now. And there we go, engagement, rifleman getting sniped, grenadiers coming under fire. And going after the snipers, in fact. MG42 though setting up to cover. Riflemen have to be careful. And there we go, MG fire, heavy MG fire, oh dear. And oh, they hit a mine. This is absolutely incredible. Heavy losses for the riflemen. They're getting absolutely murdered, massacred. Rifleman team down.
Taking casualties.
Need to get out of there. Retreat, man, retreat. You're not helping anyone there. And looks like they're breaking through here. A bit. Apparently they're sending off a mine. Somehow, not entirely sure how. Could have been they set it off actually. But that did not go well for Schmuck right there. These engineers need to be careful. And again, no mines. Absolutely disastrous, I think. Half-track getting some quads, actually. Do you get those engineers away? That's the ticket. Finding some recounter movement here from Mr. Icerman. Of course, again, note, you know, there's nothing to really stop him because, again, you know, Schmuck sort of decided just, you know, attack in one clump, lost it all. And now, of course, he has nothing to actually counterattack or hold the map with. So again, when you're the American, you actually want to sort of try and spread out your troops. Of course, you know, one burst of MG fire, something like that, can't stop him. And there we go. Greyhound Mine knocks out one sniper. That sniper's going to be a bit lonely.
The men are formed up, sir. 4 barrels, ready.
Again, you know, needs to move out. Come on, Schmucky. Be a good American commander and attack. Grenadiers coming under fire. They are quite wounded. No veterancy at all. And even the quad is now joining in. M8 fighting here. Grenadiers taking heavy fire. 50 caliber fire. Oh dear, those grenadiers could be going down. Will that grenadier make it out there alive? And the quad is taking heavy fire damage. Engine, we're seeing field repairs once more from Schmuck. Rifleman charging in. Pack 38 could be in trouble, so could the MG42, and where's the M8? It's just hanging out there, not being sent in to assist the fight. Pack 38 getting cleared out. Oh dear, sniper firing away like a madman. All quiet in the American base. Again, sort of seems like a lack of coordination on Schmuck, at least partially. Half-track needs to get out of there. Pack 38 getting stolen by those Americans, probably Brooklyners. And Rifleman getting suppressed here by a solid burst of MG fire. Pack 38 getting hit by the pack. I mean, the M8 getting knocked out. That half-track also needs to get away. But once more securing all 3 victory points. Again, this sort of problem here, at least in terms for Icerman, is sort of actually breaking through. He's lacking the infantry, and while he is slowly getting it, it is again happening sort of slowly. Though again, the way that Schmuck is throwing away his units, he should be able to, in the long run, actually sort of beat him. Rifleman, of course, can reinforce near half-track even when upgraded, so I have no idea why he's not doing it there. And of course, I have no idea why he's using the half-track to take the point when the Rifleman could be doing it faster and the half-track could be running cover. I mean, otherwise the half-track can't provide cover in its current stage, of course, because it can't fire, because it's busy taking a point. So I mean, that's a bit of a bloody waste of a good half-track, I think. Grenadiers moving in with a Panzerstreak. Oh, no, engineers getting sniped. That's the trying to support. Panzerstreak flies, misses, and he's not reacting at all. Pack 38 and a Panzerstreak finish off that half-track. That was an utter waste. No idea why he did that. But again, you know, learn from his mistakes. My dear viewers and students and pupils or cadets, whatever you might consider yourself, or unsuspecting victims. We are seeing a Panzer command going out for the Schnell Brigade, perhaps hoping for a bit of armor. Riflemen advancing on the Grenadiers. The Grenadiers are lobbing a grenade themselves. Are being forced away by the Riflemen. Sniper also running away, not looking too happy there. Tank depot coming up for Schmuck just at the same time as a Panzer command is going up for Icerman. So they'll both be getting some armor themselves. Should be interesting to see how that works out. Let's speed this up again. There's certainly a bit of, you know, quiet, and it's more like periods of fighting rather than just, you know, a good sort of fighting that goes on the entire time. MG opening up. Sniper in the middle of everything. He could go down. He could go down. No, he looks like he's making it out of there. MG getting rushed. Engineers get right. Oh, no. Oh dear. And we are seeing a German moving in. Pack firing in support. Well, now I suppose you might call it an AT gun, because that's rather how the Americans call their guns, you know. Pack basically just standing for tank defense gun, Panzerabwehrkanone. Bit of a fun bit there.
You're losing a sector.
And a Panzer IV has arrived from the 2nd Panzer Division to support the Schnell Brigade. We'll of course have to see how that works out. The Panzer IV, the workhorse of the Panzer Divisions, at least for a longer part. By the later stages of the war, though, it was actually being overtaken by the Panther in sheer numbers. I mean, the Panzer IV simply was sort of getting worn out and getting produced in less and less numbers to make Jagdpanzers and Sturm IVs. So that rather diminished the actual numbers of Panzer IVs in the long run. So that's a fun little fact there. But advancing nonetheless with its reasonably high velocity gun, though not quite as high velocity as the Panther. Rifleman moving in against the Grenadiers. Rifleman getting sniped. And the Sherman is moving in. Has to be careful. Get out of there. Get out of there, Sherman. And don't just pop field repairs. I mean, it's good to see you like it, but, you know, don't just throw them away. I mean, this is a guy who clearly is overestimating the power of his Germans, certainly on their own. I mean, that's certainly not the best way to handle things. I mean, there's sort of things to support infantry. And Sherman down, and an infantry team down. Oh, Schmuck. Not looking good, is it? In fact, he's looking pretty low on units. Only got 2 rifleman teams. I mean, really, he needs to work on his unit preservation. Stop sending in units on their own and completely insane situations. It's not really helping it. in particular when he doesn't have a medic station to really sort of help with that. Although he does have one supply and upgrade, I suppose. That's always something. Once more push from Mr. Cheeseburger, and we are seeing a repair bunker now finally being upgraded there. Knight's Cross on the way. I've been getting sniped. Fresh sniper there, 37 kills. Engineers getting sniped as well, but looks like the snipers have been caused away. And a full retreat from the Americans, more or less, so the hiccups. Tank destroyer now arriving for Schmuck. We'll have to see how that works out. Knight's Cross now arriving. With assault rifles and courage. They shall hold back the Allies. And the Panzer IV taking a bit of damage here from the M10, although now the pack is firing in support. I'm not sure where the German one is moving up to support the M10, but the M10 does need to get out there, and we're seeing more field repairs. I think he's being a bit too heavy on that. Not enough on mines again, not enough in your protecting. Tank barrier here to protect the flank there, that's a nice move. And one to protect that, basically meaning if you want to attack the base, you have only 1 point. Still, you know, not a lot of territory, but he's still hanging on by a thread.
We have 200 points.
Rather than moving out once more. Still could do with more. A lot more, in fact. And the Knight's Cross are quickly forced away. Though without much damage. I do believe it's time for the mid-game analysis. What is the situation? Well, not really good for Mr. Icerman, aka Cheeseburger. He's sort of pinned in his base, but at the same time, you know, he probably could be a lot more aggressive. You know, he's not really trying to sort of even send one down here to sort of do a bit of harassment and take some points. I mean, he could reasonably well succeed in that, you know, spreading out the defenders a bit. He's certainly only trying to sort of make some pushes through here, and usually is quickly pushed off because not quite fully supported, a bit piecemeal, not really the way you want to do it properly. On the other hand, I mean, we are seeing, you know, Mr. Schmuck here throwing away units, throwing away armor, some interesting ideas. He's certainly aggressive, but he's not really good at keeping his units alive, and perhaps, you know, working with a more cohesive plan. And his tactics with his rifleman also leaves a bit to decide, because he's basically, you know, balling them up and then getting them killed. Not really good in the long run. But let's return to the fight. And of course, he needs to get some more infantry, and he needs to begin laying down mines and all other things. He needs to prepare to actually keep the German invader at the back. But sadly, that's not what we're seeing now, is it? All a bit quiet at the moment, though. Small skirmishing here, grenadiers are taking fire. Oh dear, a mine goes off. That might have been the grey mine or another mine. Either way, grenadiers dead and suppressed. And far, far away. Sniper fire against this building. Quite a bit, actually. Snipers being run off. And the MG-42 quickly turning to cover the snipers. Oh dear, those engineers were not retreated. Bit of a miss there. But the sniper does go down on the retreat. We might be seeing a tiger soon. Yes, indeed.
Deploy at your convenience.
Pack 38 pointing in the less helpful direction, though. There we go. Pack and M10 opening up on the Panzer IV. But looks like the Panzer IV will be making it out of there safe and sound, while Knight's Cross are taking away the central victory point away from those smelly Americans. We are seeing a Kampfkampf Sentinel up for Icerman. Might be getting some veterans. That's a good thing.
Americans are seizing territory from us.
And oh dear, the Panzer Force just keeps taking shots, but it looks like it's finally getting out of there. I'm sure the crew is most appreciative of that. Eamon going here for a bit of harassment, trying to deny what little resources are left to Cheeseburger, naughty Schmuck. And looks like more M10s. I'm not entirely sure why he's sending in only those. Right against the Pak 38, which you ought to know is there. And he's moving in against the Panzer IV. Oh dear. Panzer Vic hits, and he's stopping up. He's stopping up right in front of the Pak. Oh no. He really is a schmuck, isn't he? We are seeing Rifle moving up towards the center. M10 though needs to make a sort of flanking move and try to break through the American base and then back to safety. No point in wasting it again. Schmuck, protect your units, preserve them. Oh dear, he can't because that's the barrier. Oh no. Sneaky cheeseburglar. Rifleman though getting gunned down. Grenadiers, MGs, and even the Knight's Cross firing away.
Forces are ready for assault.
This is certainly not looking well for the Americans, although a Pershing has arrived. The M26 Pershing. And let's just speed things up a bit since there's not much happening. Wait a minute. The M10 was... Oh yeah, there's a slight bug where occasionally tank traps don't quite work. That's a bit unfortunate. And the Grenadiers are coming under heavy fire. 3 down to 1 shell from the M26 Pershing, able to fire quite the explosive shell. Now the MG being forced away. The Pershing quickly cutting a bloody swath through the German lines, and he's sending in the M10 first. No idea why. Panzerfaust, and finally moving up the Pershing. Come on, get some infantry up moving as well. Make a coordinated push. And no, the M10 goes down, but the anti-tank gun comes under heavy fire from the Pershing. Oh dear, he's trying to get it away. Oh no, actually he's forgetting about it, or what? He's focusing down the Knight's Cross. That could end up very nastily. Panzerfaust. Heavy damage to this Pershing. And the Pak 38 gets cleared out. Rifleman advancing up to support the eastern flank. Veteran G1 for the Pershing getting at a speed increase. Knight's Cross firing off more Panzerfaust Riflemen charging in. Veteran G2 for one team even. And the Knight's Cross are rushing through this. Oh dear. And the Pak makes it out of there. Going once more for the cutoff point. Haven't gone for this point. Tiger arriving. Veteran G1. Will the Tiger turn the tide for the Schnell Brigade? Who knows, but there we go. Charging it into the mess. I've been coming under immediate fire, being forced away, in fact. Might be in the end. There we go. Getting up the Pak 38 to support the Pershing against the Tiger Might. I've been getting absolutely slaughtered as they're trying to retreat. Much too late again. Unit preservation, not really the strong suit of Mr. Schmuck. Definitely needs to be something he needs to be working on, I feel. I mean, he's got some good ideas, but again, he really seems to be not quite getting the whole idea, but keeping his units alive. It's really, really quite tragic. Otherwise, he might actually been able to win this game. But he just keeps throwing away units in really silly ways. And that's just not quite how things work in Company of Heroes. This isn't StarCraft where you can just sort of throw away half a legion and then sort of get back quickly. But Grenadiers and everything advancing once more. Pershing getting ready to open up.
Front shifting.
And we're seeing an M10 move up. And a Sherman. Still not a lot of infantry. Only one rifleman team left for him, in fact. That's not really the sort of thing to instill you with courage. And Cheeseburglar certainly doing him. Pershing charging ahead forwards. Oh my goodness. Right into Pak and Tiger fire. What are you doing, mate? And sniper fire. Pak 38 cleared out. Things are quickly falling apart for the Americans. Veteran G2 for these riflemen as well. So suppose replace the ones that were lost. M10 moves right into the mess. Then he is almost down. M10 taking heavy damage. And the Sherman arrives, up gun and all, but it's not going to be penetrating the frontal armor of the Tiger. It just isn't. Get it out of there. Get it out of there. There we go. Finally a bit of sense. Now he's stopping up right in front of it. That's not good.
Front shift. Routes and ground.
Rifleman taking heavy losses. Well, let's just speed this up a bit.
Axis are winning the battle.
Armored vehicle pool of the Americans pulling away. No engineers tracks to repair it, which is quite a shame. And apparently now getting another Sherman. What is he doing? Apparently the 3rd Armoured Division is preparing for one last blow against those Krauts. But it's not really going to be a strong blow. I mean, at least he's sort of, you know, gathering them up, but it's not going to be really, you know, any sort of long-lasting strike. And there we go, moving into the German base.
Supply lines are broken.
Tiger moving in, going through the bocage, not really caring about silly bits like that. Then going to be catching all that American armor. Quite exposed, in fact.
Enemy unit down.
Field repairs going up, but the rears are exposed. Pershing down. And he's not even trying to flank the Tiger. He's not... Oh, dear, that's what you always must do. Do not try to fight German armor head-on again. That's really a large mistake a lot of American players do. You're not supposed to be slugging out with German armor. German armor is supposed to be slugging out with you. You are supposed to be trying and flanking it. If you're trying to sort of out-panzer the panzers, you're going to be losing. That's rather the problem with the Brits and what they've been trying to most of the Africa fighting there until Montgomery took charge of things. And the armored push of the Germans the Americans has pretty much failed. The Tiger having a bit of a mini Villiers Bocage on it. Absolutely shattering the American tanks. I don't want to keep saying German tanks. Makes no sense. American riflemen also getting slaughtered. Tiger pretty much able to end that. And of course remember, Tigers and Pershings can crash through tank traps like they can crash through bocage. So that of course is a nice little detail, but this is, I mean, this is pretty much the end. There's nothing really left for them, and in fact I'm going to be stopping right here. Yes, I know some of you will be complaining, but trust me, it doesn't get any better here. Schmuck has thrown away whatever hope he had. And of course the question is now, of course, what went wrong for him? Because I mean, it really majorly went wrong here. Of course, majorly, partly again, unit preservation absolutely terrible, right down into the garbage pit. Again, sort of coordinated units don't clump up when you know their MGs and all that. That really cost him some troops right there. Again, I mean, you want to sort of be spreading out. You want to sort of be trying to attack from numerous angles, so the MG42 can't cover just all your units with one burst. Again, very important to remember that. And of course, also don't try to sort of send them in on their own in nasty angles. I mean, you know, sort of try to imagine what happens if things go wrong and you have to retreat. I mean, he didn't really, and he lost a lot of units because of that. Very bad. Of course, he kept sending in armor in bad spots, and if the half track there, not good either. Again, major problem. Unit preservation, second major problem. He didn't prepare. I mean, he had most of the map, and what do you do when you have most of the map? You prepare. You lay down mines, lay down defenses, you prepare for the counterattack. That's what you always do. He didn't, so of course when he sort of threw away all he had, I mean, Mr. Cheeseburglar basically smoothed in and sorted it out. Of course, what did Cheeseburglar sort of do wrong? I mean, could have done with more infantry, but then again, I mean, let's say, imagine, you know, that we want to stick with the two pikes he had, the snipers and the MG. Don't move about your pikes like they're tanks. I mean, again, they're not tanks. They're more for harassment, scouting, and sort of supporting other units. He tried to have them as his main fighting unit. That didn't quite work. He might want to consider first getting pike, then an MG42, then another pike. That might work a bit better for him, I think. Just at least a sort of comment. And of course, you know, get some more infantry and, you know, push on a bit harder. That's a bit of a problem there. But still, good mining, good use of tank traps. A bit rare to see that. But there you go. I do hope you enjoyed it. If you did, why not subscribe and tell your friends? And if you didn't, well, why not send in a replay of your own? This is Imperial Dane saying cheers. And of course, feel free to send in replays.